So click anywhere outside the text box and then hit Control V. Yeah. Yeah.
I know you showed tab alt last time. But
Yeah. Well,
I totally forgot.
Well, the thing
I don't
is,
know what
I had
goes
only
on
showed
between.
you, I didn't
Yeah.
insist on you remembering it, but
Oh.
this time I would strongly suggest you remember that to use Alt-Tab to switch. Let's say somebody gives you, Skype caller comes in and you're in a Skype conference,
Yes.
and if you wanted to switch back to the last program you're at, which might have been the web browser, Alt-Tab. There's a lot of situations where something will come up, and then Alt-Tab will just bring you back to where you were last. Sometimes you're browsing in two websites at once. So you're doing some research on one website, and then you can have another web browser open that's just your Facebook or your personal email.
Right.
To switch back to the other web browser, Alt-Tab, back to your work. You know, you're playing a video game and the boss comes in, you hit Alt-Tab, switches back to your word processor, really instantly.
Okay. See, I always thought we were just supposed to be using the minimize and they'd be down at the bottom somewhere, but that doesn't
That's so
always work.
slow.
And
That
it
doesn't,
doesn't always work.
not everything can be minimized. Right?
Yeah,
And the other thing is there's a lot of things that won't minimize.
yeah,
So how do you get to your desktop if it won't minimize?
yeah.
Do you remember what the hotkey is to get to your desktop? No matter what?
Control D.
Windows D.
Yeah.
Windows.
So Windows D will always take you to your desktop.
So what is New Romans times New Roman 12 like?
So Times New Roman 12 is a type of font, and 12 is the size of the font. So notice at the top it has the name of the font that you're using, which is usually, is it Calibri? See, this is the standard font that's used. But if you highlighted something, so
Are we getting there or?
yeah, we're getting there, yes.
Okay. So I'll wait.
Yeah, you're gonna wait.
Okay.
In fact, let's do that right now. So highlight, so Alt-Tab back to your, you're already at to your word processor, okay. So everybody go back to your word processor, but you're gonna do it using Alt-Tab. So you just gotta Alt-Tab back to your word processor.
Where do you want us to go back to? Word processor?
Yep, we're in it. You're in it.
Oh, okay.
So now highlight your text box. So in other words, highlight the paragraph in the text box. So highlight everything in your text box. Now I want you to change that to Times New Roman and
Oh,
try 10.
it changed itself. Okay.
Okay, well then choose something different.
Or-
Try to Arial. Change what's highlighted and change it to Arial,
Okay.
and then change that to 10 point size. So when you choose a font, just to the right of the font is the number. That's where you change the point size.
Oh, okay.
So you're going to choose 10.
So, yeah, if we don't have New Roman, like, it would be under the ends, right?
You'd be alphabetical, right?
Yeah.
So you
like
go to
that
Times New
better.
Roman, so it starts with T for times.
Oh, time.
Arial.
Oh, times New Roman.
Now, so we're making our font size 10 where 12 is standard. Yeah, did you mean to do that on purpose?
I don't know. Yeah, I meant to be
That's good. Good job.
good.
So she cut the paragraph that was outside of the text box and then pasted it into the text box.
Oh, were we supposed to?
No.
Oh,
No.
I'm just fooling around.
No, you gotta fool around.
Sorry.
You have to. It's great that you
Yeah.
fool around because that's how you learn.
Okay.
Now the next thing I want you to do is Alt-Tab back to your web browser.
Okay, Alt-Tab.
Now see if you can find a picture in your article, and when you do, how do you copy that picture? How do you copy it? Now you can try to highlight it, but that's not going to work. You don't highlight a picture, you right click on a picture and you copy it.
Oh.
You kind of do have to use the mouse for this one.
Oh,
So-
so copy image.
That's right, you're going to right click on a picture and you're going to say copy image. Because that takes the picture and puts it in your clipboard.
Not just copy image.
That's right, copy image. And now Alt-Tab back to word processor. Put your cursor near the end of your document if you can.
So-
You,
Oh.
so you have to click outside the text box again, and now hit Control V to paste.
Oh, outside the text.
Yeah, just outside the text box, and now hit Control V, and that'll paste in your picture.
How come I can't get my cursor to come down to here. It just won't.
Because there's no formatting down there. You
Oh.
haven't, there's no formatting below this point. If you hit enter, you can put a whole bunch of formatting.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Why is it underneath? Now you can make it a box smaller, you can
And then-
drag it.
Yeah, so that's what happens when you have two
Inside the
objects.
box.
But you wanted
Hers
to put
didn't
the
do that.
picture outside of the
Oh,
text
yeah.
Oh,
box.
because you,
Okay, so I can take
I'm
it down
gonna.
again.
You can just
I
do
just
control Z
use
if you
it.
want.
Oh.
You could move your box, I'm sure. Can she drag
Yes.
it?
No, this is, well, the thing is, you can take the corner because this text box is pasted as another object.
Okay, so I'm taking. Oh. Okay.
So click where this, there's different ways of doing this.
Okay.
So click where the C is
Okay.
and press enter a bunch of times. Okay, so you see these two are two objects. So we're gonna do a hairy situation,
Yes.
but it's actually not so bad.
Because my cursor was there when I moved.
Yeah, so if I could resize this, and then I could also resize this one, so I could, now with this, I don't wanna squish Mother Teresa, so I have to grab the corner.
Okay.
So I can put these side by side like this.
Oh, and oh.
So that's how you do that.
Okay, great.
Now sometimes, like if I had all of this text, I'm gonna copy that, I'm gonna paste it in, say I paste it in here. Then I do Control N, and I do Control V to paste it. I had to do Control N to get the cursor down here, because there was no other way to get the cursor down there. Because I
Oh.
couldn't have clicked down there, it
Right.
wouldn't have worked. This is why Control N is important to know.
So I tried when the cursor was up there before I moved Mother Teresa
Yeah.
over. Cursor was right up here.
Yes.
I think I pressed Control N. Maybe I didn't. I could have pressed Control Delete. I'm a little bit tired, so
Yeah.
maybe
So notice how
the
this,
next time I try.
notice how this text wraps around Mother Teresa.
Mhm,
Well, if I want that text to be beside her,
mhm.
then I have to change the wrapping. So see if you can paste a couple of more paragraphs of text below your image. See if, I just want to see if they do it. We've already done it here.
Okay, so
We-
Control Alt.
So below
Or
the
tab
image,
alt.
you need
Alt
to
tab.
paste
Alt
text.
tab.
So yeah, paste a bunch of more text below your picture.
Okay.
Now, so you might have to copy another paragraph to do that.
Okay.
It could be either from your web browser or it could be from your word processor. But basically copy a paragraph and then paste it. Go back to your Word document, hit Control N, and then paste a
Oh,
couple of paragraphs.
because that's not my end. Okay, so I should move.
That is your end. You've got the cursor. Oh, that isn't at the end.
This, so maybe
Yeah, you might want to move your text box up first.
I first need to do this.
Okay, a couple more.
So that stretches it.
Okay.
If you want to move it, you click on a non-node. So click on the edge. That means move. Yeah, that's it. That's move.
Okay.
Yeah. Now you try to put it up there, but you got to move it in the white area. Yeah, you've got it. That's it.
There. Okay.
So now if you
Right.
click outside of the text box, make sure you get out of the text box before you do anything.
And then I go Control A.
Yeah, so now you can do Control V for paste.
Oh shit.
So you're still pasting the picture because you haven't copied any
Oh, I
text.
did, but.
Did you?
Was it Control N you said? No.
why did this-
Because you're on the second page.
Yeah,
Notice
maybe
you're
I
on page
forgot
2.
to.
So you can delete that picture. So
Was it Control N to get to that?
yeah, Control End.
Oh, I did that.
I did that too,
Yeah.
I didn't get to the end.
Well, make sure you're not in the text box
Oh.
because the text box is you're going to the end of the text box. See, now you're at the end. Yeah, because your cursor is at the end,
Okay.
so you're good.
Okay, so, but wouldn't Control N take me below my text box? No?
No, because the text box
Oh.
is on top of
Oh.
the document. It has it acts very differently.
So how do I get myself out of this mess? Like,
You got a whole bunch of
Was
get
it
rid of all your
Control V
spaces in there.
again?
Yeah.
So click in where your spaces are and hit delete to get rid of all
Yeah.
those extra lines.
Oh, so I. Oh.
Yeah.
okay.
Now what is it you want to do?
Well, I wanna get this text at the end, like at the very end.
Well, let's see.
Cause we can't read it with the.
Well, you would have to
box on
move this, right? You just get that, move that out of the way. That's what you would do
top. Okay,
first.
oh, okay,
And then,
and then I could just.
Yeah, so,
What do you wanna do?
yeah, just
Well, I
wanna
thought that
control
I,
V a couple of times here, and then you got some
we would
text.
go back to.
So the idea here is that I want you to have a bunch of text below the image.
Oh, it didn't even work for me, so.
What is it you're trying to do now?
Well, I'm still trying to do what we just discussed.
So Alt tab back to,
So Control C, then Alt Tab back, then Control V.
yeah, you did it. You pasted text, paste all the stuff,
Oh,
that's
is
great.
this, oh.
Yeah, that's what you copied,
But
so,
it's, are you sure this is what I, had, I'm just gonna look.
Yeah.
Is this this?
you had all this text, yes. So,
But
hit-
I don't think that's what that was.
oh, maybe you forgot to hit Control C to copy it. So hit Control C to copy that. So it said according to a biography, so hit Alt tab.
Okay, Control C, Alt Tab.
Yeah, now we're in here, if you go to the end, well here, let me highlight some stuff here. Now hit Control V, and that'll paste over top of it. Oh, so you hit V first before Control.
Oh.
So that's why you hold the Control and tap the V.
So I didn't, okay,
Yeah, you got it.
shoot.
That's all
Yeah,
good.
it's not a video game.
So now watch what happens, guys, watch what happens when I move Mother Teresa. So I try to move her down, but it's not, I want the text to wrap around her.
Right.
So this is really important to know with a word
Oh.
processor. How do you control the way that the text wraps around the object?
Right.
The object could be this, or the object could be a picture.
Mm-hmm.
How do you control? Well, the best thing to do is just right click, because right click is always options. So right click, if I right click, I can see all the options that how I can change a picture. There's probably about 50 different things you can do by right clicking on this object. But what I want is called text wrap. I can control where it wraps. Notice how it changes? See, in front of text, behind text, through the text. Tight is good. So tight means that the text will automatically wrap around wherever you move the image.
Oh,
So it's really important to understand text wrapping.
Okay.
So that was just all it is, right
I
click on the
did watch
object.
the video, and it did explain some of that too. I think. Did it?
no, I
Oh.
don't think you did.
Okay, it did.
No, I don't think the video, because that was basic. That was just basic.
I guess I.
The video I'm giving you for the homework tonight isn't basic. It's the next level.
Why can I not move the picture?
It's I did watch the video.
Okay, you want to move that picture?
So I'm in here, and now I'm going here, and left click, and I want to
Yeah,
move
drag it down. Oh, you haven't.
Oh, now
It
does.
moved it, but you didn't move very far. You want to move it into the text, for example.
Okay, and then I can do the,
Yeah, you've got a bunch of text down there.
you see now?
Yeah.
Oh, it
So now how you, it's what you wanted. Now how do you wrap the text around the image?
Okay, I need to move it a bit further.
Well, it's good where it is, I think.
It is?
But now you want to change the text wrapping before you do anything else.
Okay, so I click on the text or on the picture?
Yeah, on the picture.
Right click, wrap text,
And I would choose tight. I think tight is the best because it
Tight?
makes, yeah, that's nice. Now you can freely move the object, the image, and the text will wrap. So try moving that to the left, the image, just drag it. Yeah,
Okay, hey.
yeah.
Nice.
I should have known all this stuff a long time ago.
Nice.
That's everybody says.
That would have made my life easier.
I wouldn't mind having the house clean that place.
Yeah, it's.
Is that one of those portable houses they put on the trailer?
Yeah, it looks like
It might be. It's just a small house movement.
Yeah, that's
I,
the kind that fits on a trailer. There's a wheel there. Yeah, those are, it's
Oh
fun to
yeah,
make
there
those.
is the trailer.
Yeah, you just throw it on the
Yeah.
truck and you drive it around.
Yeah.
God, you clean it in like half an hour.
Those are great.
Well,
Those.
we need to build smaller.
But they couldn't have a bathroom in them, could?
Yeah,
There's no
oh,
way.
absolutely.
Somehow.
Oh, there's several that have
And they sleep
bathrooms.
up here, you know, it's like.
Yeah, you have a sleeping quarters up here. You've got a whole kitchen. It's a whole house. I've seen
A
those.
tiny mobile house in Olympia,
A
Washington.
lot of people use the proper composting
Yeah.
toilet. If you have it set up like that, it doesn't smell at all. 'Cause
I don't
it's-
know, were you at the Garlic Festival in New Denver
I haven't gone
last
for
fall?
like years.
And they had those, a company that builds them locally.
Yeah, there's a couple that
Ones
build those.
there,
They used to
yeah.
have one right out here for years, like right out in
Oh,
my
really?
parking lot.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's.
Just showing them off.
Yeah.
Okay, we're taking a 10-minute break.
Okay.
I wouldn't mind looking at one of those little houses.
Yeah, and they're really cheap to build, and all you gotta buy is the frame, the trailer frame,
Yeah.
and then you don't have to pay it's cheap, right?
Yeah.
Because you can go wherever you want.
Yeah.
Well,
You pay
it's-
rent in your neighbor's yard.
It's similar like to a mobile home,
Yeah.
just smaller even, you
Yeah,
know.
smaller.
I mean, for me it would be too small, but,
Yeah.
The important thing about that is that you get a grounding rod, and you put a grounding rod, and you ground the house, you ground the electrical, get it grounded.
You hook it up to all the
Yeah.
things.
But grounding is so important. The amount of radiation that goes through your body is 100 times less when you're grounded than when you're not grounded.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Like you can measure, a friend of mine showed me with his little meter how much electricity is going through our body. Like an iPad is the highest radiation device that we've known. So iPads are really high in radiation. Like you can take a little radiation meter and it's like so much radiation because they don't make them very well as far as grounding. But so if you have an iPad on your lap, you have so many millivolts going through your body as far as radiation. The moment you take your shoes off and touch the ground, or if you hold on to a grounding wire, the electricity, the irradiation that goes through your body is 100 times less. Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that makes sense because the Earth that's how it's designed. That's how the Earth blocks radiation from the sun. It's grounded. It blocks.
So do you turn your electronics off at home when you go to bed? There comes nothing in. Like we have an office and there are so many computers in there and I don't know what kind of electronics, and at night it seems like there's light in that room just because
Yeah.
of all the lights flashing and going, but
Well,
it's a separate room.
I have to admit, when I slept in a grounded bed, the sheets were all grounded. I slept so well. I mean,
And
something
how
that-
How do
you
you
ground
ground
it?
the sheet?
But you just buy grounded sheets. Like the sheets plug into the ground outlet. Because you know how on your 3-prong, there's always a ground that's earth. It's called earth ground.
Oh.
So you plug your sheets into the ground. Wow.
But if you plug it in, then you have what? Electricity?
No electricity. You're plugging into the ground,
Into-
which is earth.
Okay.
You're not going to use the
So
positive
you
and
need
negative.
that in every room? These plugs, special plugs, or?
No, every house has got a grounded outlet.
Yeah.
Has to legally has to have it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where the 3 prongs go
Yeah,
in.
every house legally, it's building code, it's electrical code. Legally, you have to have earth ground.
So
So
when
you
you're working
plug
on
it
your
in.
iPod, what do you do to ground yourself?
You buy an $8
iPod?
grounding strap at the source, and you plug that into the earth ground, and you're grounded.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
I would have never known that. Our kids
No.
we should be telling them. They're always on everything.
There's so many
constantly.
books about grounding now. One of the famous books is called Earthing, which is all about the studies showing how you, like most inflammation is caused by electronics these days, like arthritis.
Mhm.
So when you plug in, it's amazing. Like people who have arthritis, there might be more susceptible to radiation. Some people are really sensitive. Some people aren't very sensitive. But I know, like my friend Bo Pierce,
Yeah.
she was so sensitive, she would get a rash. She couldn't live in her house for 2 years because they had put a smart meter in her house. It was like, that was so bad for her. So some people, that's why they ban smart meters in Europe. It's like, because they know, they've done the studies. But for here, some people just get arthritis, all kinds of different types of inflammation.
Now it's electronics. I remember growing up, my father was so into that you don't have a water line or thing underneath your house, or
Right.
you know, you went and checked everything out that not a bed is over
Oh, yeah.
water and
Yeah, right.
Well, interesting, eh? How do you know all this stuff though? It's like, who's got time to know all this stuff?
no.
I know.
And then I'm tired at night.
I know.